Turn on your cameras, please. Turn on your cameras, please. Welcome back to political science class. So we are almost at the end of the chapter. Okay, I mean end of the textbook basically speaking. So last chapter. All right. Outcomes of democracy. Outcomes of democracy. So we know that we are able to use different methods to assess the outcomes of democracy. Okay, clear. The first page there are 5 to 6 points are there. Basically, that says the importance of democracy and the things that what we are enjoying in a democratic kind of government. Okay, in a democratic government. Okay, so tell me what are they? Savi Hendrik, tell me the first point related with the democracy. The first point that what we are able to understand or what the democracy providing us. First point, what is that? He's turning the pages. Yeah.
Promote equality.
Promote equality among the citizens. Promote equality among the citizens. Okay. Tell me what is that, Savi Hendrich? So it's a feature of democracy. Okay. And democratic government always is trying to promote equality among the citizens. Okay. Tell me what is that? Please explain.
In a democratic country.
What?
In a democratic country.
In a democratic country?
All people are equal.
All people are equal. Then? So it is the responsibility of the democratic government to maintain equality in the society, right? Yes or no? So government will take various steps to maintain this equality in the society. So government or the people, they want an egalitarian society where equality exists. A society where equality exists. That kind of society is termed as egalitarian society. Okay, clear or not? So without any discrimination. Okay, everyone want to lead a respectful life and a dignified life. Okay, in the society with equality, equality. Okay, so tell me, what are the next points? Badra Pramod, what is the second point?
Enhances the dignity of the individual.
Okay, enhances the dignity of the individual. What do you mean by that?
That
what
it
is that?
allows a person to lead a respectful life.
Definitely, it is the responsibility of the democratic government to provide or create a circumstance or a situation for each and every individual to lead a respectful life in the society, a dignified life in the society, right? With equality and freedom, and the people are enjoying their rights too. Clear? Fantastic. Good answer. Prajat Krishna, third point. Third point, please.
Improves quality of decision making.
Improve the quality of decision making. Explain that. Come on. Come on fast.
There are many leaders making some decisions for the country or state.
So what is that point? What is the point? Read it again.
Improves quality of decision making.
Improve the quality of decision making. What is that? So we know that democratic government is something different than other form of governments, right? Clear or not? Basically, a dictatorial government or a monarchy. Clear or not? So in a monarchy or monarch or a dictator, he or she will take decision without the consultation with others there, basically. Clear? She or he will not discuss with others to take the decisions. Okay, unanimously or without the discussions, they will take decisions. Clear or not? Clear or not? Without the support also. Okay, clear? But in a democracy, it is not like that. Okay, in a democracy means what is that? Everyone want to accept it. Clear or not? Everyone want to accept it. So the government will discuss with different political parties, political party leaders, different social groups, different religious groups. Finally, only a democratic government will take decision. Okay, clear? So improves the quality of decision making. Clear? Improves the quality of decision making. That's what the one of the feature of democracy. Okay, the decisions are good and it is accurate and it is perfect. So adding or allowing everyone to participate in the decision making. Okay, what is the next point, Anne Mary?
Provides a method to resolve and conflict.
Okay, provides a method to resolve conflicts. Tell me what is that?
They are responsible for solving the problems faced by the people.
Okay, so in a country, we are able to find number of different groups of people divided on the basis of ethnicity, divided on the basis of race, language, religion, culture, tradition. Okay, so anytime in a country or this kind of various ethnic diversities, chances are there for problems. Chances are there for conflicts between two groups of people, the majority and the minorities. Clear? So it is the responsibility of democratic type of government to solve the issues between these groups of people. Clear? So they will solve the issues with a democratical way, okay, with discussions and deliberations and negotiations. They will solve the problems. Is that clear? Okay. Next point, Adil Muhammad. Adil Muhammad.
Allows room to correct mistakes.
Okay. So democratic government allows room to correct mistakes. Once a mistake is committed, they came to know that it's a mistake. Definitely, a democratic government will correct it. So there is a space to correct mistakes. Okay. In other forms of government, basically they will not correct their errors or their mistakes there. Okay. But in a democracy, definitely the government will correct the mistake. It is the responsibility of the government to correct the mistakes and move forward. Clear? Clear. So no governments are free from mistakes or free from errors or troubles there. So it is the responsibility of the government to correct it. Okay, so democratic government will do that. Okay, so if we know that all these 5 points, okay, yes or no? All these 5 points are clear or not? Clear or not? These are the features of democracy, very important for us. Okay, next one, write down. So please leave 5 lines there to write all these 5 points. Then write. Imagine that other forms of government may take decisions very fast. Imagine that other forms of government may take decisions very fast. Imagine that other forms of government may take decisions very fast. Clear? So other forms of government in the sense monarchy, dictatorship. Okay, such kind of governments will take decisions fast or very fast comparing with democracy or democratic government. Why it is so? Can anyone tell me the answer? Why it is so? I already told you the answer for you people. Then please tell me. Listen, cameras are off. Arjun, Adil Muhammad, Hain Steve, Meghna Pradeep, Savio, Rifa, Fia Harris, John Samuel, Vishnu Vivi, Hadedi Rasia, Haya Abid, Hadi Amin, Surya, Johan S. Rose. Please turn on your cameras. Okay, then tell me, what makes the other type of government take decision fast?
No need to consent people.
Very
They
good.
can do.
So that kind of governments are basically termed as autocratic governments. What is that? Autocratic governments. The power is concentrated in the hands of a single individual or a few people. Clear? They don't want to discuss with others. There is no need of negotiations, deliberations, discussions. Okay, no need at all. Okay, so a monarch or a dictator can take decisions easily without the consent of the people or without the discussions or negotiations. Easily they are able to take decisions. So we can easily say that this kind of governments are able to take decisions fast or faster than democratic kind of government because of this particular aspect. Okay, they don't want to discuss with others. Next point, write down. But it may take decisions, 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 but it may take decisions which are not accepted by the people, 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 and may therefore face problems, and may therefore face problems, and may therefore face problems. Completed? So I will repeat the point one more time. But it may take decisions which are not accepted by the people and may therefore face problems. So non-democratic governments, they will take decisions. Okay, but people may not accept it. People may not, or they will not accept the decisions that taken by the dictator or a monarch So already we studied that in the case of the French Revolution, Russian Revolution, Nazism in Germany. Okay, the decision that taken by the monarch or the dictator, it is rejected by the people. As a result of that, the revolutions started. Clear or not? That's what he says. Okay, what is that? The people will not accept these rules and regulations that made by the monarchs or the dictator. So it will lead to problems in the society. Problems in the society, basically in that country. Okay. Next point. Democracy is based on the idea of deliberation. Democracy is based on the idea of deliberation. Spelling DELIBERATION, deliberation. Democracy is based on the idea of deliberation. Idea of deliberation and negotiation. And negotiation. NEGOTIATION, negotiation. Deliberation and negotiation. Full stop. Full stop. Repeating that statement. Democracy is based on the idea of deliberation and negotiation. Full stop. So, some delay is bound to take place. So, some delay is bound to take place. So, some delay is bound to take place. I already told you, democracy basically following a method of discussions, deliberations, and negotiation to take the decisions or create a plan and program for the country. Okay, so this discussions and deliberations and negotiations is a time-consuming process. They have to discuss with the different political party leaders in the country. They have to discuss with the leaders of different religions. They have to discuss with the different social groups or different groups of people in the country. So it's a time-consuming process. Okay, time-consuming process. So we can say that some delay is to bound. Okay, delay is to bound to be. Okay, underline that. Okay. So some delay is bound to take place. Is that clear? Is this point clear or not?
Yes,
So non-democratic government can take decision faster than democratic government because of this reason. Okay. Next point. On contrast, on contrast, on contrast, comma, on contrast, comma, the democratic government will take, the democratic government will take more time to follow procedures. In contrast, the democratic government will take more time to follow procedures, more time to follow procedures before arriving at a decision. Before arriving at a decision. Before arriving at a decision. Okay, repeating that point. In contrast, the democratic government will take more time to follow procedures before arriving at a decision. So we know that in each and every democratic country, there will be a constitution, right? Right? There will be a what? A constitution will be there, right? Okay, so all the procedures of the government related with the decision making is within the framework of the constitution. Within the framework of the constitution. So, which means the governments wanted to follow the procedures that mentioned in the constitution to take a decision. Okay, so it's a time consuming process. Okay, so all the democratic governments are facing this problem. It's not a problem, basically want to follow this procedure that mentioned in the constitution of such or that particular country. Okay, so cannot do anything out of the framework of the constitution. Okay, is that clear or not? Is this idea clear or not? Okay, so it is a time consuming procedure. Time consuming procedure. Okay, next point. But because of but because it has followed procedures, but because it has followed procedures, but because it has followed procedures, its decisions may be, its decisions may be, its decisions may be both more acceptable, both more acceptable, both more acceptable to the people and more effective. More acceptable to the people and more effective. Okay, so in a democracy, as we know, they will take the decision only after discussions and negotiations, and always follow the procedures of the constitution. Okay, so it is a time consuming process, even though after the decisions, we can say that it is acceptable by the people, that people will accept the decisions, and it is considering as effective. The decisions are effective because it is, the decision is a result of discussions. Clear? So people will accept it and it is effective too. Effective too. Okay. Last sentence in that particular topic. Last statement. So the cost of time. So the cost of time that democracy pays, the cost of time that democracy pays is perhaps worth it, is perhaps worth it, is perhaps worth it. Okay, so in a democracy, they will take much time to take a decision, but it is, what is that, effective and efficient. People will accept it. So we can say that the time that what we consume to take a decision in a democracy, it is worth. Clear or not? Because people will accept it. Okay. Now, Vishnu VV, please read all these points. That's what you wrote now. Vishnu VV. Vishnu VV. Vishnu VV, are you there? Mr. Vishnu VV, are you there? No. John Samuel. John Samuel. No.
Yes, sir.
Then read it. Read the points that what you wrote now. Fast.
Sir, can you repeat what you...
What I want to repeat. Please read the points that what you wrote now. Fast. No answers from John Samuel. Fia Harris. Fia Harris.
Yes, sir.
Read it. John Samuel, I want to see your notes today itself. Come on, Fia, read. Fia. Fia Harris. No answers. Rose Sebi, Rose.
Yes, sir.
Read it.
Uh, a government that may take decisions very fast, but it may take decisions that are not accepted um, by the people and therefore cause problems. Uh, Democracy is based on the idea of deliberation and negotiation. So some problems is too bound to take place. On the contrast, the democratic government will take more time following procedure before arriving at the decision, but because it is has no followed procedures, its decision may be or not acceptable to people and affected. So the cost of time that democracy takes is notice.
Okay, fine. So this is what related with the how do we assess democracy's outcome. Okay, so these are the various ways. Okay, clear or not? Next topic, outcomes of democracy. Outcomes of a democracy. Clear or not? There are basically three outcomes are there. Three outcomes are there. Okay, clear. So one is political outcome, other is economical outcome, the third one it is social outcome. Okay, what are they? It is political outcome, economic outcome, and social outcome. Okay, so there are three different outcomes are there for a democratical type of government or for democracy. They are social outcome, economic outcome, and political outcome. Okay, write down the heading: outcomes of every democracy. Outcomes of every democracy. Outcomes of every democracy. First one, political outcome. Political outcome.
Next heading only.
Yeah, next heading only. Outcomes of every democracy. Outcomes of every democracy. First of all, political outcome. Political outcome. Political outcome. Write down. As a political outcome of democracy, as a political outcome of democracy, as a political outcome of democracy, we expect EXPECT, we expect an accountable, ACCOUNTABLE, an accountable, repeating, as a political outcome of democracy, we expect an accountable, comma, responsive, RESPONSIVE, responsive and legitimate, LEGI, TIMATE, legitimate government, LEGITIMATE, legitimate government. Next, economic outcome. So repeating the first point one more time. Political outcome. As a political outcome of democracy, we expect an accountable, responsive, and legitimate government. We will discuss one by one what is this accountability, what is this responsiveness, and what is this legitimacy of the government. Okay. Second point, economic outcome. Economic outcome. Economic outcome.
Sir, subheading only.
Yeah, subheading. Economic outcome. As an economic outcome, we expect that democracies produce economic growth. As an economic outcome, we expect that democracies produce economic growth, and development. Economic growth and development, comma, economic growth and development, comma, and reduce poverty and inequality, and reduce poverty and inequality, and reduce poverty and inequality, and reduce poverty and inequality. Fine. Next point, social outcome. Social outcome. Social outcome. Social outcome. As a social outcome, we expect democracy to accommodate, a double C or double M O D A T E, accommodate the social diversity accommodate the social diversity in a society, and provide dignity and provide dignity and freedom to all citizens, and freedom to all citizens, and freedom to all citizens. Okay. Now, Aman Shakir, please read all those points. Outcomes of democracy, or outcomes of every democracy. Please read that.
Political outcome. As a political outcome of democracy, we expect
Not
an
accept, expect. Correct.
an accountable, responsive, and legitimate government. Economical
Okay,
outcome.
accountable, responsive, and legitimate. Okay, good. Yeah, fine.
Economical outcome. As an economic outcome, we expect that democracies produce economic growth and development and reduce poverty and inequality.
Good.
Social
Done.
outcome. As a social outcome, we expect democracy to accommodate the social diversity in a society and provide dignity and freedom to all citizens.
Okay, fine. So all these points are clear for you people, right? Yes or no? Things are fine. So we want to explain it. Okay. So back to your textbook, all of you. Please stop writing. Okay. Please open your textbook. Okay. So you can see outcomes of democracy, the chapter, the first page here. And here we are. Up to here we discussed here. Over 100 countries of the world today claim and practice some kind of democratic politics. Okay, more than 100 countries in the world, they are practicing one or the other form of democracy. They have formal constitutions. They hold elections. Underline that. So almost all the countries, they are following democracy. They have formal constitutions for their country. Okay, constitutions are there, and they hold elections to choose the government. Okay, they have parties, political parties, and they guarantee rights of citizen. Okay, guaranteeing rights of citizen in their own countries. These are some features of democratic countries. What are they? A constitution will be there. They are conducting regular elections and respecting the rights of the individuals. Okay, clear or not? And have parties, political parties in those countries. Okay, while these features are common to most of these democratic countries, these features that what we discussed now, what is that? A constitution, political parties, elections, and the rights for the citizens. Almost all the democratic countries are following the same. Okay, so these democracies are very much different from each other in terms of their social situation, their economic achievements, and their cultures. Okay, so some common things are there. Basically, almost all the democracies are following, but one democratic country is extremely different than the other. Okay, in its social development, in its economical development, and its culture. Okay, so America is a democracy, India also a democracy. UK is a democracy, India also a democracy. Okay, but differences are there. Basically speaking, so economical development, all right? America is far better than India, all right? Economically, their country is developed. UK also economically developed than India. Clear or not? Okay, culture of these countries are different. Culture of these countries are different too. Clearly, what may be achieved or not achieved under each of these democracies will be very different, very different. But is there something that we can expect from very democracy or every democracy just because it is democracy? Okay, so the achievements of the countries, those who are following or those countries are following democracy, it is different, related with the culture, related with the society, related with the economic development. Differences are there. Okay, anyway, these countries are following democracy, but differences are there between these countries. Okay, the only thing that what we can expect from democratic countries, nothing but those countries are democratic, a constitution will be there, political parties will be there, elections will be there. Okay, that are the common things, but other things are different. Other things are different. Is that clear for you? The social, political, and economical conditions of all the democratic countries are not the same. Okay, those are different. Those are different. Okay, please keep that idea in your mind. Next point, our interest in and fascination for democracy often pushes us into taking a position that democracy can address all socio-economic and political problems. So most of the people in the world, basically, they will give an answer as democracy for the question which form of government is the best form of government. So most of the people will say that it is a democratic government. So all these people are expecting something from democracy. What is that? Okay, a solution for socio-economic and political problems. So people, they believe that democratic kind of governments can solve the political problem, solve the social problem, and solve the economic problem of a country. Okay, so we start blaming the idea of democracy, or we start doubting if we are living in a democracy. The first step forward, thinking carefully about the outcomes of democracy, is to recognize that democracy is just a form of government. Okay, but the people, those living in a country, that country is following democracy, they know that democratic governments are not that successful to solve these political problems, social and economical problems there. All right, so we will start blaming democracy. So we want to understand one thing: democracy is just a form of government. It is not the finest form of government, right? Clear or not? Democracy is just a form of government. Comparing with other forms of government, democracy is good, but it is not the finest form of government. Clear? Either clear or not? So people have expectation. What is that expectation? Democratic kind of government will solve the social problem, it will solve the political problem, it will solve the economic problem. But the people, those living in a democratic country, know that democratic kinds of governments are not that successful to solve this problem. Okay, that is because we want to understand this. What is that? democratical governments are not the finest form of government. It is just a form of government, but comparatively better than other forms of government. Okay, so please read the textbook. Let me take